Hello and welcome to The Power Circuit, a program of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. This is your window into the milestones and scorecards of the Nigerian electricity supply industry, NESI. I am your anchor, Amara Agugesi, and here are today's headlines. Nigeria strengthens strategic partnerships for electricity transmission projects and more at TCAD 9 in Japan. Greater investment in shunt reactors as TCN advances efforts to ensure a more stable electricity grid. And in our interview segment, we will focus on technology adoption at TCN. As the pace of innovation accelerates, the company is rapidly automating its decision-making processes and leveraging data to drive transmission services. Joining us to shed more light on this is Engineer Jane Okemini, General Manager, Monitoring and Evaluation at TCN. You don't want to miss this. Nigeria has reaffirmed its commitment to strengthening strategic alliances with Japan and other international partners at the 9th Tokyo International Conference on African Development, TCAD 9 in Yokohama, Japan. The Nigerian delegation, led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, engaged in high-level discussions that placed power, infrastructure, and industrial transformation at the heart of sustainable development priorities.
At TCAD 9, the Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, met with key Japanese stakeholders including Toshiba, Hitachi, Japan's Transmission and Distribution Corporation, and Energy Exchange Corporations. The talks focused on upgrading transmission infrastructure, improving operational efficiency, and reducing system losses. These discussions reinforced recent Federal Executive Council approvals for counterpart funding to unlock a loan facility from the Japan International Cooperation Agency (JICA). This funding will drive national grid expansion, including the construction of over 100 kilometers of 330 kV W-circuit transmission lines. The project scope also covers 104.59 kilometers of 132 kV W-circuit lines, 4 units of 330, 132, 33 kV transmission substations, 2 units of 132, 33 kV substations, 2 330 kV transmission line bay extensions, 2 132 kV bay extensions, and 1 new 132 kV transmission substation.
The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, is stepping up its investments in shunt reactors as part of ongoing efforts to strengthen grid stability and improve power quality across the country. By addressing voltage fluctuations and enhancing system reliability, these investments mark a significant step in TCN's drive to ensure a more resilient and efficient electricity transmission network. The Power Circuit brings you many expert voices so you can know more about the function of this equipment in a power transmission substation.
Engineer Amina Ahmad is a manager, substation project at the World Bank Project Implementation Unit of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. According to the expert, a shunt reactor is a critical power equipment that plays a vital role in selected 330 kV transmission substations.
The shunt reactor in a 330 kV substation plays a very vital role. Actually, to a layman, why it is installed in a substation, mostly at the end of a line, a long distance line, is to suppress the load. When you have excess load and a little bit of the demand, you have a swing, right? So if the load is coming in too high and then the demand is low, you need like a transformer that can suppress this load, and that is why we have the reactor out there.
In the Bauchi transmission region of TCN, the Nigerian Electricity Transmission Project (NETAP) saw the installation of a shunt reactor at the 330-132-33 kV Bauchi transmission substation in Bauchi State. This is to ensure a stable bulk power delivery in the region by regulating voltage level of the transmitted power.
Normally, you will say at the end of the line, which if you look at this long line, the route stops at Maiduguri. You'll say you should have a reactor at Maiduguri. Yes, we have a reactor at Maiduguri, and we even have another one in Damaturu. But if we're able to suppress this load here in Bauchi, then that axis will be free of the high voltage.
This brand new shunt reactor installed at the 330 kV Bauchi transmission substation in Bauchi town now regulates the voltage level on the 330 kV Jos to Bauchi transmission line. And that is not the only place with a shunt reactor. There is a brand new one also installed at the brand new 330-132-33 kV Lugbe West Main hybrid substation in Abuja. A senior manager, AFD funded project implementation unit of TCN, Engineer Usiju Mark Haman, spoke about the equipment.
Aside from the 2x150 MVA auto transformer, we also have a 1x75 MX reactor. This reactor is for voltage control, which is connected to our two 330 kV transmission buses in the station.
The TCN official further stated that the reactor is meant to regulate the voltage level on the 330 kV transmission line from the 330 kV Kokolada substation in the Federal Capital Territory, FCT. The 330 kV Kokolada substation simultaneously takes bulk power coming from the Shiroro axis in Niger State and from the Lokoja axis in Kogi State. There is also a 75 MVAR reactor installed at the 330-132-33 kV Katampe substation in Abuja and a similar one at the 330-132-33 kV Jos transmission substation in Plateau State. The reactor in Katampe regulates the voltage level on the 330 kV Shiroro hydropower station to the Katampe transmission line. Equally, the reactor at the Jos substation regulates the voltage level on the 330 kV Aper to Jos transmission line.
The interview segment comes up right after this break. Please stay with us.
Guys, I have a business that can change our lives.
Business?
Business that can change our lives.
Guys, if money is involved,
Take it.
but you don't know the kind of business.
Business is business.
Okay, my guy. Nasu. Let's read this game.
Real money. And there's a big market for it.
Wait, is it vandalism that you have brought me here to do?
Yes!
Something that can take me to jail? Something that can destroy our economy and spoil what the government wants to achieve?
Real money.
I can't. See this man? I can't.
Even you.
Shut up your mouth. I will never go to jail. Vandalism. God forbid. Come here.
I beg you. Please, Oga, I beg you. I beg you. This is the handwork of the devil. Please. Be part of our economic growth. Do not destroy electricity power installations. Do not destroy government effort to provide electricity for all. Report any suspicious person found stealing or loitering around power installations to any security operatives close to you or to the nearest transmission company of Nigeria office.
This message is brought to you by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, transmitting electricity in the most efficient and effective manner.
In today's fast-paced world of technology, those who fail to embrace innovation risk being left behind. The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, is committed to staying ahead, driving innovation within the power sector. The company has begun automating many of its decision-making processes and leveraging data to enhance transmission services. In this interview segment of the Power Circuit, we'll be joined by Engineer Jane Okemini, TCN's General Manager, Monitoring and Evaluation, to discuss these advances. Stay tuned. What is the role of the Monitoring and Evaluation Department at TCN?
We in this department, our function is that we do the internal performance oversight and analytic processes that systematically evaluate the operational efficiency of all the regions in TCN. In TCN we have 10 regions of operations, and also the department in the corporate headquarters in Abuja, in Maitama, Abuja here. In TCN, all we do in the department is that we assess performance of the regions and the corporate headquarters units. We track project progress against timelines and budgets. We identify operational gaps in the organizational setting. We help the management to make data-driven decisions to improve the organizational service delivery. We provide coordinated performance data to support the management in decision-making, improving overall grid reliability and operational efficiency. We identify where inefficiencies exist for management information through a regional monitoring framework that evaluates maintenance performance through planned versus executed maintenance schedules. Outage management, including response time and restoration efficiency. Capacity utilization, focusing on transformer loading patterns and the transmission line optimization.
Are there other tasks assigned to these departments?
We also carry out data collection and analysis across all TCN, both 330 and 132 kV networks, evaluating project performance and analysis of all TCN initiatives, both the brown and the green field projects. We also develop standardized templates and frameworks for monitoring compliance, outage analysis, which are reviewed and discussed every Wednesday morning in a conference meeting, where performance gaps are identified and addressed and is resolved for standardized operational procedure. You know, this Wednesday meeting conference is online. We do it, all the GMTs, the AGMTs, the PMTs in the region are all involved. They bring up the populated template of what they have done. We review it weekly of what they have done. We analyze it and come up with what I've just said. In terms of understanding what we have done, we also share the issue of the planned maintenance. In the planned maintenance versus the maintenances they have not done. And they will give us reason, because the planned maintenance we carry out in the network is key, because it helps to reduce the forced outages in our network. So if they have not done any of the planned maintenances for the week, what we call it in TCN is the annual planned maintenance. But we categorized it month by month, week by week, so that we track the compliance of the planned maintenance from all the regions.
How does the data from the Monitoring and Evaluation Department impact on the transmission services of TCN?
The tracking of the outage pattern helps us to predict and bring out suggestions on how to prevent disruption in the grid. Disruption, I mean, is by the forced outages. When we monitor the pattern of outages, it helps us to identify where there are weaknesses in the network. And we all discuss it, and the GMTs will now take over by instructing their staff to go to strengthen the weak points, and it helps us to identify where the transformers or line capacity have issues that contribute to the failures, that contribute to the outages that we are experiencing. By monitoring the maintenance activities, we monitor it to ensure timely servicing, because you might be carrying out those servicing, but it's not timely. So we ensure that they carry out the maintenance activity timely. It also provides an insight of the infrastructural status, where we need an upgrade, where we need a new infrastructure coming in. We just advise. And when we monitor the equipment performance across the grid, we also evaluate the collected data quarterly, and we present our reports to the management for their information or review and further directive on them.
What innovations are you bringing on board to ensure automated data collation and decision making?
Now we are implementing automated systems that integrate real-time monitoring by bringing up the Google Sheet. That is a real-time thing. As the regions are populating the data, we at the headquarters here, we are viewing it, we are seeing it, and we are taking action. We also update. We are now doing that. We have done some, and some are still hanging, but we are working on them. Monitoring and evaluation is a continuous process, and a lot of technologies are coming up on that. So we are working towards the updating the existing templates for a workflow optimization analysis that will impact positively to the overall organizational performance. We are also working on creating a website, a web app, for us to be able to track everything online. So that is where we are for now, but hopefully we'll go through it and even advance ahead as we are moving on. God keeping us alive, it will happen. We have our core values, the mission and vision of TCN as a company, but individually we have our own statement. I can tell you that monitoring and evaluation is committed to ensuring optimal institutional performance for TCN. Through our systematic monitoring and evaluation framework, we are building the institutional foundation for operational excellence, and evidence-based organizational development. We remain dedicated to a continuous improvement in our M&E capabilities to ensure TCN institutional effectiveness and contribute to Nigeria national infrastructural development objective. I want you to understand that of all that I've said, we are trying to tailor all our activities to align with the national policy for national monitoring and evaluation policy, which is a professional body existing in Nigeria now. We are in monitoring and evaluation here. Nearly all of us are active members of this professional organization. But meanwhile, I can tell you that the management is also very supportive, helping us, because they understood very well that this unit is like a tool that drives the data, and that brings up the data for them to take a well-informed decision, know where the gaps are, and try to mitigate those gaps.
That was the General Manager, Monitoring and Evaluation at TCN, Engineer Jane Okemini, speaking about the technologically driven role of her department. Always watch out for more informative insights in this segment of the program. Here is a highlight of the reports we brought to you again. Nigeria strengthens strategic partnerships for electricity transmission projects and more at TICAD 9 in Japan. We brought you a report on how TCN is making greater investments in shunt reactors as it advances efforts to ensure a more stable electricity grid. In the interview segment of the Power Circuit, you heard from the General Manager, Monitoring and Evaluation at TCN, Engineer Jane Okemini, about the automation and data-driven process to promote a stable and advanced national electricity grid. The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, is delighted to have you watch editions of the Power Circuit designed to broaden your understanding of Nigeria's power sector. To catch up on episodes, simply visit the official TCN YouTube channel. We encourage you to stay connected and show support by following TCN on all its social media platforms. Look out for TCN on Facebook via Transmission Company of Nigeria. On X, formerly Twitter, check at TCN_Nigeria. And if you're on Instagram, it is TCN_Nigeria. Your observations and comments are always welcome. Kindly send them via email to affairs.public@tcn.org.ng. For more updates on TCN's activities, visit our interactive website at www.tcn.org.ng. You can also keep track of the latest developments in the power sector through our dedicated news portal, www.tcnnews.ng. We also urge you to support TCN's mission by remaining vigilant against vandalism of transmission lines, towers, and substations within your community. Please report any suspicious activity aimed at damaging or sabotaging power transmission assets to TCN officials or nearby security agencies. Thank you for your time. I have been your anchor, Amara Agogesi.